Whispers imagine living in a grand old mansion, but instead of garden parties, you're locked in a room, racing against time. A secret war is being fought, not with guns, but with numbers. Every tick of the clock could mean thousands of lives saved or lost. This isn't a movie plot. This is the true story of Bletchley Park. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're stepping back in time to World War II. But we're not heading to the battlefield. We're going to a quiet English country house, where one of the greatest stories of the 20th century unfolded. This is the story of Bletchley Park, a place that looks serene, but was once the epicenter of a clandestine war of intellect. Home to a team of brilliant minds led by the now famous Alan Turing. Their mission was so secret that for decades after the war, no one knew what they had truly accomplished. They were the silent heroes whose work didn't just change the course of the war. It fundamentally shaped the world we live in today. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's unlock the secrets of the old mansion that held the key to victory. To understand the sheer scale of their task, you first have to understand the enemy's weapon, the Enigma machine. From the outside, it looked like a complex typewriter, but inside, it was a cryptographic nightmare. This device, used by the German military to encrypt all their communications, was a marvel of engineering. It used a series of rotating rotors and a plug board to scramble a message into what seemed like complete gibberish. The number of possible settings was astronomical. We're talking about 159 quintillion possibilities. That's 159, followed by 18 zeros. To put that in perspective, if you tried one setting every second, it would take you longer than the age of the universe to check them all. The German High Command was so confident in Enigma's security that they believed their messages were absolutely unbreakable. For the Allies, this wasn't just a challenge, it was a wall. Every intercepted message was a taunt, a stream of useless letters, while out at sea, in the air, and on the ground, real battles were being lost because the enemy's plans were completely hidden. The Allied forces were fighting blind. This is where our story's protagonist enters the scene, Alan Turing. He wasn't a soldier or a spy in the traditional sense. He was a mathematician, a logician, and frankly, a bit of an eccentric genius. While others saw an unbreakable code, Turing saw a mathematical problem waiting for a solution. He realized that you couldn't beat a machine with human brains alone. You had to fight a machine with another machine. So, alongside his brilliant colleague Gordon Welchman, Turing designed an electromechanical device they called the bomb. The bomb wasn't a computer in the modern sense, but it was its direct ancestor. It was a massive, clattering metal cabinet, about 7 feet tall and 6 feet wide, filled with wires and spinning drums that simulated the workings of dozens of Enigma machines at once. It would churn through potential Enigma settings at an incredible speed, looking for logical contradictions based on a likely snippet of text. In the original message of crib, when the machine found a possible solution, it would stop, and the codebreakers would test the setting. It was a monumental breakthrough. Suddenly, the impossible wall of Enigma had a crack in it. But Turing wasn't alone. Bletchley Park was filled with an eclectic mix of people, over 10,000 of them by the end of the war, the majority of whom were women. They were mathematicians, linguists, chess champions, and even crossword puzzle experts, all recruited for their unique intellectual talents. They worked in freezing, poorly lit wooden huts and round-the-clock shifts, sworn to a level of secrecy so absolute they couldn't even tell their closest family members what they did. Their work was repetitive, stressful, and mentally grueling. They were the human element behind the machines, intercepting, decoding, translating, and analyzing a torrent of enemy intelligence, often thousands of messages per day. This intelligence, codenamed Ultra, gave the Allies an unprecedented view into the enemy's mind. They knew about troop movements, U-boat patrol routes, and strategic plans, often before the German commanders on the ground did. From the Battle of the Atlantic to the D-Day landings, The intelligence flowing from Bletchley Park was a decisive factor. The impact of their work is almost impossible to overstate. Military historians estimate that the intelligence from Bletchley Park shortened the war by at least 2 years, and possibly as many as 4. Think about that for a moment. 2 years. Millions of lives, soldiers and civilians alike, were saved because a group of people in a quiet mansion figured out a puzzle, yet their contribution remained a state secret for over 30 years. The heroes of Bletchley Park returned to their normal lives after the war, their stories locked away by the Official Secrets Act. They watched history being written, knowing a huge part of the story was missing. Even more profoundly, the theoretical concepts Turing developed to break Enigma, outlined in his 1936 paper on computable numbers, laid the entire groundwork for modern computer science. Every time you use a smartphone, a laptop, or the internet, you are interacting with the legacy of Alan Turing and his work at Bletchley Park. It's a direct line from that noisy, clattering bomb machine to the silent, powerful microchip in your pocket. It's a bittersweet legacy, especially for Turing himself. Despite his monumental contributions, he was persecuted after the war for his homosexuality, which was then a crime in Britain. He was forced to undergo chemical treatment and died in 1954 in what was ruled a suicide. It was a tragic end for a man who had saved so many. It wasn't until 2009 that the British government issued a formal public apology for his treatment, followed by a royal pardon in 2013. The story of Bletchley Park is not just a tale of technological triumph. It's a deeply human story of brilliance, sacrifice, injustice, and the long, slow journey toward recognition. The mansion's past isn't just dark because of the war. It's also shadowed by the secrets and sorrows of the people within it. So, the next time you walk past an old building, take a second to wonder, what secrets might its walls hold? What untold stories of quiet heroes are waiting to be discovered? The world is full of places like Bletchley Park, places where history was changed not by the loud bangs of battle, but by the quiet hum of intellect and determination. What other hidden stories do you think are out there, just waiting to be told? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you found this story as fascinating as I do and want to uncover more incredible true stories that have shaped our world, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us bring more of these hidden histories to light. Until next time, stay curious.